Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. So, how do we become successful? How do we create these success habits? I came up with this topic today because I told myself I'm going to make this easy and just open up my new book, A to Z Happy, and whatever I land on is the topic we're going to talk about. So, we landed on habit. And really, habit is what we repeatedly do, and so we know this, right? So I want to just talk a little bit about this quote on habits that is so powerful. And this is the shift that's really going to take you from knowing and desiring what you want to actually living in that state of wish fulfilled. So this quote is by Lao Tzu. Hey y'all, when you come in, let me know who's here and where you're calling from. I'd love to see you joining. So this is by Lao Tzu, and he created Taoism. And it's important to note that because when people have got my book. I had some early readers, and they had said, "Oh, I don't know about this book because it seems like it has to do with Christianity." And I was like, actually, once you get into the book, you'll realize it's not a religious book at all. It has all different kinds of religions. It just has some positive, people in there. So whatever religion you're from, if you have, Bobby from Dallas, hey, if you have shown that you are a positive person, then I will put you in the A to Z Happy book. And for me, I'm not religious. I would say I'm very spiritual. I do spiritual coaching. And yeah, if you're spiritual or you're not spiritual, if you have lived a happy life, hey Thomas, then I'll put a quote of you in the book. So what happens with the book, I have a quote. So first of all, we have a letter for the day. Thanks, Thomas, I appreciate that. So we have a letter for the day. So A to Z happiness. And so how is it a 30-day guide? So basically it is a 30-day guide to making happiness a habit, awakening our purpose, and experiencing the love, peace, freedom, and abundance that is our birthright. So this happiness topic came at the perfect time because that's really what it's all about, is creating habitual happiness. So I'm going to go ahead and read this quote, and then we'll get into a little bit about happiness. Hey y'all. Okay, so this is the shift here. So watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character as it becomes your destiny. And so this is the biggest thing about habit, is watching what you're thinking. So this is the first line in the quote, watch your thoughts. And so that's what it's all about. Even with happiness, choosing happiness. So choosing the thoughts you think, because the thoughts you think are going to dictate the actions you take, and the actions you take are going to dictate what results you're going to provide. But even more than the actions that you take, it really goes into your vibration. So how you vibrate is how you're going to act and how you're going to attract. There's really not a lot of doing. So we are human beings, and I believe as we step into the embodiment of our being, then we will start attracting the situation. So I have this belief, and is belief in the happiness book. I believe we are creating the beliefs for our life. So what do you want to believe? What beliefs are going to help you to achieve the goals that you really want? And success is really an inside job. Like, what does success mean to you? Some people's success could mean, complete financial freedom where I just get to live off the earth and live in the mountains. Some people, I want to live in a luxury mansion, have private chefs. I mean, so success is really what you make it, but you have to know clearly what it is for you. And some people might just want to feel, peace, love, and joy on a consistent basis, and just be connected to, our creator and to that oneness, that I am presence that we are. And so, hey y'all. So we are talking about how to make happiness a habit, and really how to make habits in general, because our habits create our destiny. So one of the things, just to make happiness a habit, I mentioned smiling more will make happiness a habit. Hi. Because when you are smiling more, you're releasing dopamine, and so that dopamine is a natural enhancer for habits. And so this is just one of the things you can do to make happiness a habit. And so there is this law of polarity, which I talk about a lot, the universal laws. You can go through my Tuesdays with Terri. I talk a lot about the universal laws because I think it's so important to understand. And just like the law of gravity, we're not going to jump off the roof because we'll fall down. How do we manifest things into our life? How do we bring things forth that we really desire to bring forth? So it has a lot to do with law of vibration. This law of polarity is really big because if we can know one side of the polarity, we can know its opposite. So if you felt super down, in dark moments, depressed, that you only know that because you felt the opposite, or you know what the opposite is. And so really understanding where you are, then you can shift to where you want to be by embodying that new habit, by thinking that new thoughts. That was the first quote we talked about in the beginning here. And then speaking nicely to yourself is another happiness habit we can adopt, because so many times we have 90% of our thoughts day in and day out are the same from the day before. So we need to do a big pattern interrupt. And I know Tony Robbins talks a lot about doing pattern interrupts. And so you can, whatever it is, some people have a rubber band. You can do a rubber band. The moment you notice yourself thinking negative thoughts, you can do some push-ups. You can start doing jumping jacks. I mean, do a pattern interrupt where, maybe you think the thoughts and then maybe just start getting to your journal and start writing out opposite of those thoughts, the law of polarity. So if you're going down a negative spiral, like, who am I to do this? I can't do this. Who am I not to do this? People have a need that I can fulfill. My business is a solution to their problems, or whatever it is. If you're in a relationship and things aren't going well, shift it. What are you grateful for about that person that you're with? Or your child, if you're having hard times with your child, because we all are energetic beings, and so whatever energy you're giving off is whatever energy you're getting back. So that's kind of the law of cause and effect, the law of giving and receiving. So you can feel negative. I mean, it's not about only being positive at all times. Oh, what is my pattern interrupt? Oh, that's a good question. So my pattern interrupt. So I like to go outside. So I live close to the beach, and the beach is my favorite place to be. So I will just go for a walk, because being in nature is also a natural dopamine trigger as well. So and I like to snap. Sometimes I'll snap, and so like sometimes my cat will start acting up, and I'll snap, and then that'll kind of shift her patterns. And so something even just snapping is a pattern interrupt. But I like to just go outside and get some breeze and some sunshine, and then that helps me, because whatever I'm doing, if I start taking a walk, then that's definitely a pattern interrupt. So that's one of them that can help me. Thanks for the question, and I'd love to know yours too as well. So yeah, these pattern interrupts, you can start doing sit-ups. You can just grab a glass of water, taking some deep breaths. Meditating is always a big getting back into a state of peace, love, and joy too. So with my book, I did want to just share quickly. So today's lesson was habit. I just opened up the book. Like, okay, what are we going to talk about on Tuesdays with Terri today? Opened it up, and we came to habit, which was a perfect one because that's the subtitle of the book. So I have the Lao Tzu quote. I talk about some experiences that I've had with habits, because I have not always had successful habits. For sure. I've fallen into a lot of different addictions. So we have, I love this. So the Answers Within, beautiful name on Instagram. I dance and move my body for in the moment negative thoughts. I love dancing too. I've been a dancer my whole life. So dancing is a great way, or even music too. If you're not a dancer, listening to music, having a playlist. I have a couple go-to playlists on YouTube that I'll listen to whatever mood I'm in. Even if I'm in a negative, negative mood, I have some rap songs. I just want to get into that vibe of just feeling whatever I'm feeling, and then I'll feel it so much. I'm like, okay, I felt it enough, and now I can just get out of it. But yeah, no, dancing and moving your body. Tony Robbins says motion. Motion creates emotion. So yeah, moving your body definitely shifts the energy around. I like to work out when I'm just needing to move some energy. That definitely helps. So that's a good one. I love it. All right, so what else I have? So in the happy book, it says habit, the quote I mentioned by Lao Tzu, my take on habits, and some habits, I have a little bit of my experience, and then a little bit of what I've learned on how to change habits. So I did mention, I used to just fall into addictive patterns, because a lot of my growing up, I would see people in my family, and you hear this all the time, 5 o'clock, time for happy hour, let's get happy with a drink because it's happy hour. So there's all these habits that the world has told us that we picked up from our parents. And so Like I fall into a lot of these similar habits where that weren't healthy, but I didn't know any better. And so, we got to give ourselves grace there. You just know what you know, and then you keep learning and getting better as you go. I've caught myself because the A to Z Happy book did get on the Amazon bestseller list. Exciting. But it didn't become a number one bestseller, and I felt like there was more things I could have done to really ensure, because a lot of people didn't realize the significance of buying in a certain time frame to really, get it all pushed up. So it was basically throughout the day I was getting a lot of sales, but it wasn't like at one time, like boom, you're to the top. And so it was in the top 5, which is amazing. But I was like shitting on myself, and my stepmom was like, "Don't shit on yourself." I was like, "Okay, we don't want any shits." So just do the best you can with what you have. If you are feeling a moment of so-called negativity, which I just believe everything's a lesson that we get to learn. And so there was things, thank you. The answers within. Oh, what's your name? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Awaken the greatness within. Hi. Oh, we got a lot of really powerful people here, I can tell. So feel whatever you're feeling. I let myself feel it. I really reflected on it. I took out any, so I kind of, even though I was like, oh, I wanted this, it didn't happen, but it was amazing, right? And thank you all for saying it's amazing, and congratulations. I really appreciate it, because yeah, there's a moment of me feeling down, and I'm like, why am I feeling down when I just put out a book? I've been sitting on this book idea for at least like 4 or 5 years. I stopped, I started, I stopped, I started. So this is where, making it a habit. And so we talk a lot about, how we can make happiness a habit in the book. That's what it's all about. One of the things was environment. That was a big thing that helped me get the book out there into the world. Is who are you surrounding yourself with? What thoughts are you telling yourself on a consistent basis? So we talked about making, the positive self-talk a habit too. So that was basically what I want to talk about today. Or maybe I'll share the affirmations for today because I think it's really powerful. Hey everyone, good to see you here. So this is just a habit affirmation for making happiness a habit. So just declaring I am a happy person, because whatever we say after I am becomes true. And then happiness is my set point, affirming that. Happy thoughts come to me naturally. I always land in happy circumstances. Something wonderful is going to happen today. And I had this post-it, something wonderful is going to happen today, on my mirror for the longest time. And now I actually have a white, dry erase marker that I just write things on. So instead of just seeing it, I'm writing it and just embodying it and feeling it. Yes, I am. That's right. Awaken the greatness within. I am. Yeah, so whatever we say after I am is going to become true for us. So share what you want to bring forth. I am. And a lot of times we might not feel it right away. So we also have these different affirmations have worked a lot for me. But sometimes if it's so far off from where we are, we might not believe it so much. So we can say, I am becoming a multimillionaire. I am becoming. So you can make it so it's a tweak where it feels better in your nervous system and you can really embody it. But as you say it, the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. So you can, if you're told a lie long enough, they say like the fake news, if you're told the lie long enough, then you'll just start to believe it. So, we could say a lie, but really in truth, we are the I am presence. We are the creator. We have so much power. We are powerful beyond measure. No one can even measure the amount of power that we have. We are just so powerful. So I want you to really just step into that and affirm to yourself, I am powerful. I am courageous. I am confident. I am happy. Happiness is my set point. The universe is conspiring for my good at all times, because it really is. And when you believe that and you affirm that, you will start seeing that in your life, because we mentioned the law of polarity already. Like, good and bad is happening all times. At all times, we have the good and we have the bad. But what are you choosing to focus on? Because what you focus on is going to grow in your awareness. So that's the live for today. I don't want to make this too long, but I appreciate y'all for being here with me today. If you're curious about the A to Z Happy book, you can pre-order the physical copy on A to Z, just a/zhappy.com, and that's where the book lies. Oh, I'm so glad you love this message. Yeah. And I believe there's no coincidences. So if you're here, then there's something for you in it, and really take it, think about it, reflect on it, embody it, do some of these, happy affirmations that I mentioned. Thank you for the congratulations. And just know, like, you can be, do, and have whatever you want. And sometimes with making happiness a habit, we have to not go for the immediate gratification of, watching Netflix, of eating the chocolate cake, of whatever it is, that's the polarity of where you really want to be. Not to say that we can't rest, but just start becoming that person who has the life that you want, the success that you want, whether it's, peace, love, and joy on a consistent basis, whether it's multi-millions of dollars. Um, we are powerful manifestors. Thank you. I love it. Thank you. Appreciate it. So we are powerful, powerful manifestors. What we believe, what we affirm is what's going to happen for our life. It sounds so simple, and it's like, that's too easy. But it doesn't have to be hard. We make it so hard, but it really doesn't have to be as hard as we're making it. We just need to believe, embody it, become the person, and it's just a match. It's just becomes a frequency match. Einstein says everything's energy. That's all there is to it. Become the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It's not philosophy, it's physics. And so really take note of how you're feeling. So even as you say the affirmations, how does that feel to you? Does it feel true? Can you embody it and say, yeah, that's right, that's true, like, of course, duh. Then you're an energetic match, because there's no resistance in your body. We really want to go with the flow and just embody that knowing with affirmations, with little by little, habit by habit, just getting into the vibe of the person you want to be, because it's really all energy here. It seems like we're these physical beings, but really it's all moving around. I manifested my job by embodying it. Yes, it's so true. Like, you just go into the interview. This is my job, and don't even take the job interview as an interview. Like, we're having a meeting, and let me share what my plans are in this position. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys so much. I love you. Have a wonderful day, and take care. Bye.